What brought me to Grace House was my struggle with alcohol.
I have struggled with addiction for over 20 years of my life, since I was about 16 years old. I had lost custody of my children, didn't have a home. I was basically homeless.
I became extremely depressed and I turned to drugs. I just told myself, there has to be another way.
Coastal Bend Grace House is a faith-based transition home for women caught in cycles of destructive behavior.
We're not just rescuing these women from their old life, we're preparing them for a new life. We are looking for the women that are completely ready to change their lives. They've got to be willing to do whatever it takes.
It's so important that we are able to provide this free of charge, because the girls that come to us, the girls that we find or that find us, are in such crisis.
Through 9 months of intensive study and spiritual guidance, a transformation begins to take place.
9 months of hard work, like you're rebirthing a new life.
Once I was able to come to Grace House and get quiet for a time and have all of that outside world stop, God finally takes over spiritually.
It's the most beautiful thing to see the progress that they make. You can just see on their countenance the changes that are taking place, and that is priceless.
Grace House offers 24-hour supervised living and a structured schedule. They provide everything their residents need: food, shelter, clothing, transportation. But more importantly, Grace House gives these women the experience of living in a healthy home with healthy relationships, often for the first time in their lives.
They're exactly what you call family. You feel the warmth and you know that you are loved.
We love going to church together and worshiping together and praising together.
At Grace House, lives are transformed from the inside out by the power of God.
Our measurement of success is the women having Jesus in their life when they leave. Not just in their heads, but for it to get to their heart and for them to have a heart change.
When I finally discovered who I was in Christ, the life that I had once had, that did not define me.
Grace House allows us to not only learn it, but to apply it and stop putting Band-Aids on things and stop fixing things that were not the problem, but to really concentrate on what was, and that was my relationship with Jesus Christ.
For any woman who is ready to overcome a destructive lifestyle and escape from hopelessness, there is a place at Grace House.
Hope is so important because without it, it's hard to see a future. Grace House restores hope.
To learn more, visit gracehousecc.org.